163-495. The fight of the night was Tahuna and Beltran. KO of the night was Weidman, and Bruce Leroy won the submission of the night. Everybody won $40,000. Congratulations to those guys. Who's got the first question? Nobody? This thing's over?
Nervous.
That's it?
Will Weidman be the next middleweight contender?
He looked damn good tonight. You know, if you ask anybody out there, I think pretty much everybody had Munoz #3 in the world, and Weidman absolutely destroyed him tonight. So, pretty damn interesting.
With that said, Dana, obviously, you know, you talked at the last press conference about Anderson Silva, how he's an artist and deals with things. Can you convince him to fight a guy that's so early in his career? I mean, just 9 fights in?
Yeah, well, the way that this business works is when #3 gets beat, you know, and #2 gets beat, Mark Munoz is the #3 guy in the world. Just got, Chael Sonnen just got beat, he was #2. And, I mean, it's interesting. The 185-pound division just got very interesting. So we'll see what happens.
And I guess before, man, I know you don't like to make matchups right away, but you had mentioned that Hector Lombard you thought kind of had the inside track. Is that still the case?
Yeah, Hector Lombard's a guy. Well, he's going to fight his first UFC fight, you know, next Saturday. So we'll see how he does. See what happens. Because I can guarantee you, if you talk to 100 people, none of them would have said that they thought the fight was going to go this way tonight.
Dana, right here in front.
Yep.
What did you think of Andrew Craig's performance in that comeback? And
I was in the back, you know, early during the prelims. I sit in the back and get ready for the show to start, and I'm watching the show and looking for things. And I was laying on the couch, and I jumped off the couch and was like, "Holy shit!" It was just like, that's one of those fights that you go crazy for. That was a great fight. The kid is tough, durable, has a great chin, and what a great comeback! Awesome fight. I was laying, you know, when you're laying there and you're talking during fights and stuff, I said, well, looks like this kid's undefeated streak is over.
Yeah. How close was he to the KO tonight?
What?
How close was he to the KO?
He got robbed tonight. Yes, he got robbed. Weidman screwed him bad. Is that it? Fastest press conference in UFC history.
Dana, I got a question.
Okay.
To your right.
Okay.
Last Friday I was out in in Las Vegas for your international fight week.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
My question to you is, I went out and seen the scene for the whole gel, giveaway, and that was just an amazing scene. Just seeing all those fans with the gel and going out and you staying there and talking with the fans. Can you give us a little insight to, what do you enjoy about that? Being with the fans and giving back, and you might have a couple hundred people who want to stay there and take pictures with you, and you always made time to go ahead and try to accommodate as many people as possible.
Not just me, but all the guys in this sport. We all do it. It baffles me why people who are involved in movies, sports, whatever it is, don't want to hang out with their fans. I don't get that. It makes no sense to me. And believe me, over the last 11 years, I've talked to enough fucking people that don't like the UFC. Why would I not want to hang out with people who love the UFC? I love it. Fans are great.
Here in Northern California, we love the UFC. This is the second ever fight here in San Jose. What's to come in Northern California in the year ahead, do you think?
Thank you. No, we've done some great fights up here in Northern California, and there's more to come. We've done great fights in Sacramento, great fights here. We were over in Oakland. It's always great up here. California as a whole has always been a hotbed for mixed martial arts, and we'll be back. Thank you.
Over here, Dana.
Yep.
The UFC in China, do you have a set fighter for that already?
We're still working on it. Kung Lee, man, I want that foot to heal so bad. He's got a real bad bruised bone in his foot.
Maybe next time after China, go to Philippines, because they're building the 55,000 dome.
Go to where? Where is it?
Philippines.
Okay. Yeah.
They have a 55,000 seat.
Yeah. Well, we got to try out. This is our first time in China. We got to try out. We got to try it out first and see how everything goes before we get 55,000 crazy. I'd love to. Trust me. Anywhere we think we can sell 55,000 seats, I'll be there and I'll try to do it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Dana, obviously if there was a concern tonight, I guess, midweek card, early in the afternoon here, kind of a light attendance for a typical UFC event. Can you talk about that? I mean, did you expect that going in? Was it disappointment? Does that force some kind of change?
No. we're going to have days that we go on. There's going to be days that are in the middle of the week. These are TV fights. They're for television. And this market does surprise me a little. There's a lot of money in this market. And I was talking to a guy who's from here tonight who's involved with Apple, and he said, yeah, it's kind of a different area. You know, he said this, not me. He said this is kind of a computer geek area, and you know, people, the masses around here probably aren't that educated on mixed martial arts. So I don't know, but you know, we're going to keep coming here. It's not gonna keep us away from here.
So it's not discouraging as far as just doing this type of event, you know, midweek or.
Do I get discouraged? Come on, of course I don't. It was a great event here tonight. It was for fuel, and you know, on a Wednesday in the middle of the day to do a $163,000 gate. It's good.
Aaron, can you just kind of tell about how kind of the weight cut felt and what you kind of thought of your overall performance of your first fight at welterweight?
The weight cut felt great. You know, it was one of those deals where I haven't made it since my high school year, but it went well. I used George Lockhart, which he cut Florian down, and that right there, you know, I put my trust in him. I want to perform better. I don't think that I performed to the level. You know, I'm not going to beat a guy like John Fitch fighting like that, but I will beat a guy like John Fitch. But I just have to I have to be a little more excited. I have to go out there and try to finish. And to Kenny's you know, credit, he came out there and didn't care who I was or what type of fight it was, and you know, really fought me. And so you know, it's up to me to really go out there and perform now.
In the back there, yeah.
For TJ, fighting here in your home state, please tell me, did your performance meet the expectations you were hoping it would?
Yeah, I mean, I went out there, I finished the fight. It was funny, last time I had a couple rear naked chokes locked up, and I remember House came to me after the fight and told me I needed to go to rear naked choke school. And so that was the one thing I was thinking when I locked it up. You know, I was thinking, I'm not letting go of this one. I'm not getting crap from someone after this fight for not finishing it. And so, yeah, I felt good about it, finished it quick. I mean, it's nice to get in there and fight. You know, you trained 10 weeks for this, and it's nice to, you know, get some more time in the cage, but I was happy with the way it went down.
Last couple of fights.
Broken hand, broken foot, man. I ain't gonna do much of that. But I think I hit it pretty well. Did you guys notice?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know, I thought I'd done well for a few rounds anyway with what I had.
And this was obviously your biggest opportunity, you know, kind of on the main card, that sort of thing. What do you think's next for you? Looking at, you know, big names, big matchups, or are you just kind of patiently building yourself?
I'll just take it step by step, and whoever they match me up with, I'm gonna, just work on that and up my game and try and get better.
And one for Alex, if I could, please. Can you talk about how the fight was playing out versus your expectations? Obviously, you know, you were in a little bit of trouble early, but to be able to pull it out, how did things go for you?
Well, I was definitely expecting a stand-up battle from Demasio Page, but then again, when it went to the ground, I didn't feel like I was in trouble. None of the blows were really solid. I felt very comfortable, very relaxed, so I knew he was going to blow his load sooner or later, and he was throwing them wide, so I saw the opportunity for the triangle, which is why I threw it so many times. And eventually, when I knew he wasn't paying attention and when he was a little bit tired, he was going to throw maybe one sloppy when I was able to slip that leg in, so I didn't feel like I was really in trouble at all, but it was a good fight, you know, but I was definitely expecting a stand-up battle.
And I talked to you earlier in the week, and you kind of mentioned how you're kind of growing up and maturing a little bit and separating yourself from the persona a little bit. But now that you have a win, I mean, do you kind of want to bring that flash back, or is this the new you? Is this the new chapter?
Well, I mean, as you can see, I didn't really try to bring anything back. I don't know what I'm trying to bring back, but I'm just trying to, like I said, I was in a search for knowledge and a search for truth and a search for myself. And the closer I get to myself, the closer I understand what I need to do and who I am. And being this calm, relaxed fighter, you know, very docile in a sense, is where I need to be at. You know, taking my time, being patient, and just waiting for the right opportunities. I know I have the abilities and the skills to finish any fight. I just got to wait for it.
For Aaron, you mentioned you know that this was the first time that you've been at this weight since high school. I mean, when you were out there, how did you feel overall? I mean, because you mentioned you were kind of a little disappointed in your performance a little bit.
Well, you know, I just didn't get off like I wanted to. You know, I need to be more explosive, and maybe in the back of my mind, I was thinking, well, what's this weight cut? You know, what is it going to do to me? And how am I going to feel after, you know, when I go into that third round or whatever? But I felt fine. You know, I felt great, but it was just one of those deals where I just for one reason or another, I held back a little bit and was, in my opinion, a little conservative. You know, I want to go out there, and the game plan was to go out there and take him out on my feet and you know, throw my hands. But at the same time, I had to get the win, I guess, more than anything.
And James, you know, you mentioned broken hand and broken foot. Was that recent? I mean, or was that in the fight itself?
I think that was halfway through that first round. I noticed it towards the end of the first, and then second and third. I felt every bit of it every time I used it, stepped on the foot or used that jab.
Hey Alex, I have a question. After your last fight where you got the dub to the point, and you know many people you felt you won that fight, how gratifying is this win tonight?
It feels very good, you know. And for the fight that I was deducted the points and lost, I didn't feel too bad. I knew I won the fight inside, so it didn't, how would you say, slow me down in my search for greatness. And so I just kept pushing it through in the gym and kept training like I did win the fight and looking for the next opponent. And I was glad that they gave me somebody like Damacio Page, who had a big name and a long career and a lot of credentials behind him, because I knew if I took him out, it'll definitely put me up there. So with that loss, doesn't make this fight more gratifying. You know, every fight is the same. You know, if I go out there and if I perform well and be myself and do the best that I can do, it is a victory for me.
Thank you.
All right, first for Chris. After the fight, you called out that you wanted a title shot with Anderson Silva. You know, how do you think you match up with him, and what did you learn from you know, watching Chael Sonnen last week, another top wrestler? You learn anything from his attack on him that you can take into the game?
Yeah, definitely, man. And I don't want to be that guy who's going to sound like it'll be an easy fight by watching like Chael do what he does, because I mean, Anderson Silva's been through 15 guys. All those 15 guys try to take him down, hold him down, try to submit him. You know, it's not going to be an easy fight. And Chael Sonnen's that good where he was able to get him down every single fight, hold him down, and you know, be good in that position. Thanks, but you know. And so I follow that blueprint. You know, I got the length with Anderson Silva too, so he's not going to be able to play outside too much on me. As soon as he comes in, you know, my takedowns are pretty good. I'll get him down, and I think, you know, I really do believe I could submit him and finish him. I really think I can. So we'll see.
And for Francis, it looked like Carlos in that first round when he was trying to get you with that choke, that he kind of exhausted himself after he couldn't get it. Did you feel any of that, and did you kind of feel the tide kind of turning right then when he couldn't get that choke?
It's sure Carlos Zamora have a lot of power on when he take me in the guillotine choke. It was hard, but hard mental and extremely hard for escape of the guillotine choke on the replay.
Dave. Okay, Chris. In that, the fight was a lot more one-sided than I think anyone here expected. And did you come in and feel extra sharp? Is there something that different in training, or is it, or what kind of what do you attribute, you know, your performance in this fight to?
You know, I'm definitely confident. I have a great coaching staff. I have great training partners, and I did believe I could come in here and dominate the fight.
And Chris, you talked about, you know, the number of guys that are calling out Anderson Silva right now, and obviously out of those guys, you know, you're kind of the newest one, you know, the youngest and the least experienced. So how do you think you make that fight happen? I mean, was the performance enough? I mean, Chael obviously made the fight happen in a very interesting way with his talking and that sort of thing. Do you see yourself going that route where you have to challenge it, or do you just sit back and hope whatever happens, happens?
Yeah, I'm a pretty laid back guy. My wife wouldn't say I am, but I think I am. But I don't know. I'm not gonna be. Yeah, I'm not. I can't pull a Chael Sonnen. That guy's a gifted man on the mic. I can't even pretend to be like that guy. You know, I'd love to be that guy, but I can't. But so I'm just gonna be, you know, myself, and I'm gonna try to really make it happen in the cage. But you know, if afterwards I feel like I really deserve a shot. I mean, this is now 5 straight in the UFC. I beat top 5 guys. Damian Maia was 5th, and now he was 3rd at that time. You know, and so I feel like I did put my dues in. I know I'm still, just 9-0, but I really believe I'm ready, and I'm not going to be. I'm going to go after Anderson Silva if I get that shot. I really am. So.
Chris, you said you were thinking that you were going to dominate, but were you surprised at how easy you got him down, and were you also surprised at his submission defense?
I knew I'm pretty good with the takedown, like, timing guys coming in, and he winds up on his right hand. He's, dangerous on his feet. And there was a bunch of different things I was going to be trying to do when he winds up. And, one was a takedown, one was an elbow, one was a right hand, one was a left hook, So I ended up landing, some takedowns off that. I was surprised, it went down like that. I was able to get takedowns easy. I'm always expecting the worst. I'm expecting going for the perfect takedown, freaking struggling, and he gets away, and I'm back on my feet. He's banging my head across, the cage, and it's about just being tough at that point. So I was prepared to be just tough, and I was prepared to be like freaking Beltran, how tough that dude is. I was prepared to, go through a beam, but just keep showing as much heart as possible and find a way to win. But tonight was my night to, just kind of make it look a little prettier and not get beat up as bad, So it just, thank God I was able to, implement that, But yeah, submission defense stuff, I knew, like even with the Chris Lieben fight, he's not known for submissions. With the chokes, Munoz respected the chokes a lot. He would go straight to his back to defend, which is actually a really good defense. So I worked a lot of different things with John Danaher, Matt Serra, that no-arm guillotine, the high elbow guillotine where I step over the mount. I actually really almost had it at one point, and he stayed calm, and I don't know, I was a little off with it. I think I was a little high up on the arm, but I was still able to keep position. But definitely a good submission defense from Mark Munoz because I had a lot of my good positions,
Any more questions? Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.